And this question is going to be for both of you. Um, so do you believe that the protests have been mainly peaceful? And following up to that, if you wouldn't mind answering two questions at once, how important is it for protests to be peaceful? Tyree, I'll let you go first.
Okay. I think they mostly have been peaceful. My daughter actually has participated in the protests. And from what she is telling me in the video she showed me, it has been peaceful. People are marching. They're actually wearing masks as well, distancing, and they're staying on topic. Like Sherman says, I don't agree with the violence either. I don't agree with that. I do know that I do agree that police have a tough time. So, but I still believe that there should be some accountability for that. You can't justify, I can't say, hey, you shoot at the police officer and he shoots you, that's police brutality. That's not. That's police officer defending himself and doing his job.
Is that all?
That was it.
Okay, thank you. Sherman, have the protests been mostly peaceful, and how important is it for the protests to be peaceful?
I feel like they definitely have been mostly peaceful. Just like anything, something can be current, like going smoothly 90% of the time, but it's that 10% when things are crazy. So we don't see all the peacefulness, but we definitely see every time there's, violence or vandalism and stuff like that. So I will go ahead and agree. Yes, they have been mostly violent. I mean, mostly peaceful, sorry. But what a small problem is, though, that when the violence does come up, I hear two things. I hear either, hey, don't worry about that because it doesn't represent the whole group, or I hear, and that we're not responsible for it, or I hear, well, you shouldn't be worried about, material things because we're fighting for the lives that are lost and things like that. So I would like it that if we get on the same page and all call it out and maybe try to separate from the violent protesters and vandalizers more, because the peaceful protesters are there and they'll see the people doing the wrong but won't tell anybody. And I guess that kind of defeats the whole, we're out here protesting against the cops. Then how do you then call the cops to rat someone out? But I do want to see more of a call out of that. If we're all on the same page that it's wrong and we want the peaceful stuff, then we should be all calling out the part that's not peaceful. And yes, it's super important to be peaceful mostly and almost all if you can, entirely if you can, because the violence, even if people feel it's justified, frustration, not being heard for all these years, you lose more support when you do the violent way. People either gonna run away from the movement or they're only gonna support it out of fear, not empathy or feeling a cause.